Hi guys, Kirk Williamson from Cape Ann Photo Tours. Today we're going to go over a couple of my favorite Fuji lenses, the 55-200 and the 50-140. They both have some pros and cons, and we're going to go over those in this episode. Here we are over Granite Pier, and I'm here to compare the Fuji 50-140, which I have on here now, and the Fuji 55-200, which I will haul out later. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take some test shots, bring them back into Lightroom, and compare them and see with the contrast and a few other things, see how they match up. So anyway, what we have going on here is the 50-140. We're going to take everything in f8. The interesting thing about this 50-140 is that it's an f2.8 lens. It's all internal zoom. It's weather resistant. It's got OIS in it, but it's quite heavy. You know, it does have some drawbacks, but it's an exquisite lens. It's very much like my Canon 70-200 is, except that it's you know, it's for a crop sensor camera, so it's only a 50-140, which equals out to basically a 70-210. So we're going to take a couple of shots here in RAW format, and then we're going to compare them with the 55-200, which I'm going to try and equalize things just a little bit if I can, you know. Okay, so here we are with the 55-200, which is another beautiful lens. It's got some great things about it. Also has some drawbacks, but what are you going to do, you know? Try and get that at about 140, which is somewhere in that range right there. Let's see. Yeah, pretty good. Okay, so the good thing about this lens here is that it's light. It's very packable for hiking. It's not a WR lens, and it's kind of slow. You know, its f-stop is 3.5 to 4.8. But really, honestly, this lens here is really great for a lot of people. It's very inexpensive. It's light. It unfortunately zooms out instead of internally. So it does have some drawbacks, but it also has some great things about it. And I have to tell you that I use this lens more than I use the 70-200, or I should say the 50-140, because I can haul this around with me and I don't feel any weight at all. It's very light. It's very hand holdable. It's got OIS in it. It's very comparable, but I just can't use it for inside sports. I can't use it. There's a lot of things I can't use it for. But it's great for outside. It's awesome. We're gonna take a couple of shots here with this lens. They're about the same. Okay, here we are in Lightroom, and I've got images that were taken with both lenses. On the left we have the 50-140, and on the right we have the 55-200. Some supple light changes with clouds going by. I've changed a few things you can see over here. With the 50-140, this area must be a cloud going by because it's not the same over here. But as you can see, my feeling is that the 55-200, it has a little bit more punch to it. I don't know why that is. I would have thought that the 50-140 would have had more contrast, or more of a contrasty lens. On my mistake here, I blew this up to 148 instead of 140. You have to kind of guess, and I didn't guess very well, unfortunately. But you can see these are raw files right out of the camera. There is no adjustment been made at all. So you can see that they're really, really similar. One lens on the right is worth about $500 on sale, or about $475 used. On the left, you have a $1,300 lens. When it's on sale, it's like $12 something. Used, it's about $1,000, $1,100, something like that. Huge difference in price, huge difference in weight. But one's an internal zoom, one's an external zoom. One has WR in it, one doesn't. As you can tell, it depends on what you're going to use these lenses for. And as I explained, previously in this video, that the IQ here is almost indistinguishable, believe it or not, from two lenses that are so vastly different. But if you're going to use, one for hiking and for travel photography, that would be the 55-200. If you're going to shoot landscape where you don't have to haul the lens around too far, working out of your car, whatever it is, or inside sports, or maybe some portrait work where you want the f2.8 for bokeh, hey, the 50-140 is your animal here. So honestly, I'm glad I have both lenses because I need the f2.8 zoom for inside sports. But when I'm outside, I like that 55-200. It's great. I don't have to, it doesn't weigh me down. I wish it had a tripod collar, but it doesn't. What are you going to do? Yeah, there's trade-offs. One cost me $475 and the other one cost me $1,000. They're just two different animals, but the result is basically the same. As you can see, the 50-140 has some great pros going for it, and there's very few cons. It's a beautiful lens, no doubt about it. Now, the 55-200, on the other hand, has the same thing, a lot of pros going for it, but there's also a bunch of cons. Very different lenses, a lot of difference in price as well. Well, that's it for this week. I compared the Fuji 55-200 and 50-140. They're both beautiful lenses. The difference really is cost, weight, size, that type of thing. And I know we pointed out those things, but I'm telling you right now, the quality difference is not really that big. So if hiking's your thing and you're looking for a small light lens, 55-200 really is a great lens for that. But if you're working out of your car or short distances, landscape work or indoor sports or whatever it is, the 50-140 is an absolutely stunning lens. And it costs for a stunning lens, but it's a beautiful piece of equipment. And I'm sure glad that I got one. I got mine used. You might want to look at doing that. Thank you for watching. Thank you so much for coming to this channel. And if you wouldn't mind, subscribe and sign up for some notifications here on the bottom somewhere. I'm not sure where it is, top, bottom, somewhere. And really, take a look at Cape Ann Photo Tours if you're thinking of coming up to the North Shore of Massachusetts this fall. And take a look at what we've got to offer. I'll talk to you next week.